All in favor? Opposed? Anybody in the audience who's not here speaking on one of our items? I assume not, because you'd be amazing if you were. All right. Uh, well, yeah, thank you. Thanks for that. I mean, probably a little, yeah, a little miss said. All right. Item number 6, special event application. Come on up. Yeah, please come up to the podium and state your name and what you would like.
I'm Addie Kinkle. I am the pastor at Celebration United Methodist, and this will be our third, hopefully, if you approve it, third carnival. So we took a break off last year, and this would be our third one. We are looking to add a car show this year, so that's kind of the new thing for you guys to decide on. And Shane, you can talk about that part.
Shane Cleaver, just part of the carnival board in regards to the car show. So I think at this point, the best location that we're thinking would be the grass area to the north. People will be slow rolling, so it shouldn't be any tearing up of any grass or anything like that. But also a good spot for some of the cars that'll be there, so there's no gravel or things like that. So generally speaking, it's going to be about 4 hours out there. The carnival will be going on beyond that. And I think that's about it. So,
Thank you. Devin, anything on your radar?
No, it's been good the last few years that they did it. The car show, yeah, my only concern is weather. If it's wet and rainy, things will get a little bit muddy, but there's not much we can do about that right now. So I'm fine with the layout and everything.
Committee, any questions?
No, could they go to like where the hockey rink is, if it's too wet, if, to go in McCarty, can they go across the road? Just,
I can speak to that, I think, being a car enthusiast. If it's a little bit of rain or stormy weather, it's going to get muddy. Most likely people are going to not come. But to go across the street in that area, we thought about that too, but considering the roughness and kind of that nature, generally wouldn't want to park over there anyway. So, plus it's a lot of our parking, so.
right, I just don't wanna tear up the grass, if it is very wet and things like that, I just don't wanna tear up the grass for the whole summer.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, if it's overly abnormally wet, I'm sure we will talk about Plan B, Plan C, things like that. So that's fine.
And I think these dates are before, like, there'd be the baseball games out at the Small Diamond out there. 'Cause it's
Typically,
May.
it's over Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, they usually don't start down there till right away, maybe that next week, early June. But we'll just, pass, and they don't play on weekends anyway. So.
Okay, can I have a motion?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Okay,
Thank you very much.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck. It's awesome. And you do not have to stay. I mean, you would be more special if you did, but that's okay. You've shown enough specialness for the night. Yep. Thank you. Next one, item number 7, special event application for Festival of Life.
Yep, they were not able to be here tonight, so we'll just bump that on over to the next one. But I think they're wanting to do something similar, not quite as, not a carnival, not a car show, but I think they also wanted to do something in McCarty Park on, I think, a weekend in June. But they'll hopefully come the next time.
Okay, thanks, Devin. So we'll kick item number 7 to next month. Next item on the agenda is the park CIP, which we began to preliminarily discuss last time. And with that, I'll open it up to the committee, or Devin, anything you want to paraphrase?
No, if you guys hopefully still have the list and everything from last time, if you came up with more, let's get it out there. And I think, from staff's perspective, I think we just kind of want a priority list, if you guys can come up with that, of, kind of, I know we always say regardless of cost, but if you have your priorities you want to get down, we can get them down and just talk through it basically.
Well, it's not done yet. Sorry.
I guess my only comment would be the trail system things. I thought Tammy was gonna be here tonight to. Oh, okay. Running late, okay. Cause we were gonna look at the trail system that we had going and where we could maybe begin putting some trails in the budget. That was the only thing that I had on the CIP that isn't listed on your sheet anyway. So,
Do we have a master trail plan of,
I thought that's what she was
It's been a
bringing.
while.
Yeah.
that's what it was, okay.
Isn't that what they were working on, was that last year, the year before, where they met, they walked the trails, things like that? I think that's what we do have somewhere.
I mean, more immediately, nobody's got any feedback on the next few years, do they? We would want to
thought-
blow up and change.
On that note, as I drive down Nicholas, and I know we talked about that tree project and whatever ends up happening with the entrance, there's that area between the old and the new that I know, don't we have some land there that we intended to put in a trail to the pool? It's just something I've thought about as we're talking about the traffic and everything, to actually do something there.
And I
Because
think-
if we're doing construction one way or another, it might be something to think about.
Yep, I think the pool sidewalk is planned to continue to the west to connect to Nicholas. I think they're probably waiting on that surge tank project before they wanna do that. 'Cause that, in theory,
Okay,
It's gonna
so
rip
there's
up a
something
lot
that's
of-
wait, okay.
hopefully that
Yeah.
goes in 26. Hopefully. Cause we'd like to replace the surge tank at the pool when they're doing their lift station reconstruction or moving, and combine those into more or less one project, and hopefully the trail would come out of that also. Yeah, well, at the time when we put the list together, they thought they would maybe be moving the lift station this year, and they pushed that back. So we're gonna also push ours back. Cause it doesn't make sense to rip up, they're all like feet apart. So if you rip up one, you're inherently gonna probably rip up the other one. No, so we have $100,000 for those pool improvements. So we already did the filters, and that quote came in at 21,000. And I have Odico working on a quote to do the drinking fountains, lights. We added something else in there too. I don't remember. So we should have extra money in that, out of that $100,000 chunk. I don't know how much yet. Right. So in theory, for next year, I do want to have that surge tank still in there. MCNR is supposed to be getting me a quote on that. I don't have that yet. Well, the current plan is just the splash pad, so it does not have a playground. And I am uncertain if it's getting a bathroom or not. I think we were trying to push them into doing that, but I don't know they had their own budget they were working with. I don't know if that actually fit in there or not. So it's possible we would need to do a bathroom and a playground. That's, yeah, there's lots of room out there, yep. I mean, the bathrooms that we build are a bathroom with a shelter on one end. Now, I think we're not in the business of building them anymore, but I have plans so we could easily hand that off to a contractor and they could build it to look similar to what we've been doing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where we left that because the last time they were here, we had talked about you can't have a splash pad without a bathroom. Otherwise, you're gonna have kids peeing in the splash pad. So I thought that was kind of understood that they needed to put in at least one unisex bathroom.
Yep, and I haven't heard from them at all in quite some time now. I know, I think Tammy and Brian talk to them once in a while. But as far as I know right now, at some point this year, we will have to have a walkthrough before they turn everything over to us. Now, I don't know if that means a splash pad and everything will be completely finished. I don't know what their schedule is at the moment.
Well, I suppose that we're gonna have to look at a playground. I mean, people are gonna start complaining that they don't have a playground, even though we told them that, they needed to put in a playground instead of a splash pad, but, I suppose we probably need to put that in like the 2030, 2031 budget to try to put in a playground equipment out there.
Yeah, unless we wanted to, so, for 2026, it says 3.2 million, but 3 million, it depends on what happens with Ironwood and the parking lot. If it's Ironwood, I don't think that money is coming strictly out of Parks budget. If it's the parking lot, then I'm not exactly sure. I mean, it's earmarked already, so I don't know how that changes things, if it does at all, maybe.
I don't think that any of it is coming from the park board budget. Yeah,
So
so
then technically all we have for next year is the lights on field D. At the moment.
200,000, so
Yep.
can we put in a playground for 250?
I would
Two,
venture
two,
we'd need to
no.
do at least three.
350?
I mean, if we want to do the
Isn't
Ford
the
place,
surface
like we've
100?
kind of been trying to do,
Right.
we didn't do that at Aspen, but that was
That's
different
different.
circumstances.
So 350.
Yeah, I would be all for trying to add 350 to 26 for that. No.
That's why I'm thinking we might need to do the bathroom in 26 and then push the actual playground out till 3031.
When we were doing the building, we could build bathrooms for 50,000, give or take. I'm sure if we hire the whole thing out, it's gotta get close to double.
Well, and the last one that you guys did, probably construction costs were lower too, right? I mean,
I bet you it'd be a minimum of 125, 150 probably.
I think the bathroom is probably more needed than the playground equipment. The bathroom with that splash pad is, if they're not putting in a unisex bathroom, I think that we need to, if we have room in 26, probably look at doing that.
I agree with Mindy. We've also got the pickleball courts out there too, and it's not just gonna be the neighborhood using that, so I think the baths were high priority.
Can we find out their updated plans?
I mean, I don't know I don't recall the exact agreement between the developer and the city, and if it was a fixed dollar amount or if it was literally elements in plan, but yeah, so. I don't disagree, but not necessarily our issue, right? I mean, there needs to be communication. I don't mean talk and figure that out. So, the reason why I bring all that up is I think for the sake of our ask right now, I think we plug 350 in there, assuming that the developer is going to do some sort of restroom, right? And then we can do the playground. If the developer is unable to do that restroom, then we can reassess depending upon where we're at. And actually bidding a playground, we could do it separately. Let's say a bigger project of a bathroom and playground would be a little more attractive, but not really probably based on who would build that stuff. So, anyways.
One other thing to talk about, I guess, is the Risty Barn area. And I don't have all the information on that, but I believe that is getting turned over to us this summer at some point. I don't know what that entails from us. Will we want to convert it into a full-on park at some point with also another playground, bathroom, shelter, things like that? I know they have some money earmarked for repairing, upgrading the barn to make it at least safe. So there's a lot that needs to happen around there to get it anywhere you're gonna want the public kinda in there and recreating.
Do you want John's rude answer?
Has the, like, Brandon Historical Society talked about the barn in any way of
They're
taking it over?
involved, but they don't have the funding or anything like that to do anything about it. We have, do you know what the number is that we have set aside just for the barn upgrading? Was it 100? Was it 75? Somewhere in that? It just says the city, yeah, not parks, but.
Well, I personally am not overly excited about it. We can't keep up with what we have. I know when I was consulted about it, I was not a fan about acquiring that. I mean, I realize its historic importance and its potential attraction for the community, etc. But we barely have anything the way it is.
So forgive me for being community ignorant, but what is its significance? What is the importance of that barn to the community? What did it signify?
I'm just looking at it purely from a Brandon historical point of view.
I
I'm
didn't know
not sure.
if-
I'm not. Yeah, no, not that I'm aware of. So there may be, but not that
I didn't know if it was like the first city hall or if it was like, I didn't know.
No, I remember reading the article in the paper, but that's probably been a year plus. And it talked about, maybe it was one of the first of its type of construction. They believe it was a dairy barn. But beyond that, and I know the Historic Society had a number of ideas of possible uses for it, but again, that would take some money to convert, so.
So I guess ultimately, when I'm circling back to the Christensen Park and the bathrooms, I suspect if we did a code review of the usage of the pickleball and the splash pad, that our standard toilet size would not be enough as far as the quantity of fixtures, right? I don't think our standard one is probably totally appropriate as the solution beyond getting a bathroom there. So again, I think it's just this thing of our needs continue to grow, our budget's modestly growing, but not certainly compared to the needs. So it's hard to go, yeah, let's take in a whole nother park area, right? I mean, from my perspective.
Well, Isn't that park close to like the Big Sioux Rec?
I mean, there's grants and other things out there for these types of things. I mean, if someone's willing to invest their time into it and help make it happen, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, everything is a potentially nice asset for the community there. It's just on minimal resources. It's hard to want to, unless council is going to make an expedited effort to put additional funding into it. But I don't. I mean, you just look at our 5-6 year plan here.
Well, in grand scheme and priorities, once again, we keep skipping trails and things when there aren't houses there yet. So we may want to wait on doing more park there until there's houses. Yeah, and focus on some of the other areas that have needs instead.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess losing track of the conversation right now, we're saying an additional 350 and 26, and let's see how it lands for now. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. All right. With that, it's like she knew she was being beckoned. Our city engineer is here. Good evening, Tammy. We were just chatting about trails and priorities. Would you?
That trail system that you were gonna bring?
Excellent. Okay, anything else on the CIP?
At the moment, I'm just gonna take what was already on the list and add 350,000 to go towards the Christensen Park bathroom, unless slash playground shelter, yeah. Unless we know, do we know, have you heard from them much more on, we can't remember, is the bathroom, did we get them to add that or not? They are, okay.
Perfect. So
Bathroom slash shelter or just bathrooms?
all right. So that's good news. Let's keep vetting that out and have that go towards the playground for now, which I think is still the minimal probably cost. So don't be thinking, I know it's a lot of money, but don't be thinking it goes a long ways.
Teeter-totter and a slide, that's all they need.
That's
Well, I think isn't the surface of a park about 100?
The surfacing is more than the playground
Okay.
equipment, yes, by about double, more than that, depending on the size and how fancy you get.
But we're not fancy, so right. Okay. Thanks, Lee. Me too. All right. Next meeting would be March.
Not much on tree board. We did award the tree removal and trimming to Champion Tree Service again. They will be starting, I talked to Mike today, he might get a hold of the golf course and start doing some trees there. We're gonna be marking trees and sending out letters to the rest of them next week. So he has all year to kind of get it done.
And we know that these trees are very large and their boulevard is very small, and so a lot of them are damaging the
technically it's not the trees that damage the walks and roads. It's, no, the walks and roads are in the tree's way. All right. All right. Thanks, Mindy, for the reminder on the tree board. All right.
One other thing for trees, does Christensen Park, are they implementing any trees on that park? They are? Okay.
Yep, he planted a lot already. We'll see what comes back in the spring. I don't know that anyone was taking care of them, but we'll see.
So, sorry. Related to all that stuff, though, as part of our agreement with them, and it has to do with everything that's been built. Is there any sort of warranty period that comes with that? 'Cause, you know, perfect. Mindy, can I move on to the next meeting? Okay. Yeah, it is. It's still 2024.
March days should match February, so it should be the 19th.
Oh, wow. Nice job. So, anybody have any issues with 515? That's an issue.
We got a phone option.
Hopefully you're somewhere fun. Not fun. All right, anybody else have any issues? Okay. I will not be in Paris either. All right, so that'll be our next meeting. Anything else? All right, motion for adjournment. Second. All in favor? Thanks, Randy, for calling in.